Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video. I'm excited about this one. Today we're going to be doing 3 desirable locations in the Knoxville area. And so the way that I wanted to do this video was basically come up with a list of like the top 6 and then find 3 that were very different, so that if one place is not really your cup of tea, then maybe the other one will be. So we're going to dive right in, and the first place that we're going to be talking to you about today is Farragut. So Farragut is definitely going to be the most desired location in the Knoxville area by far. It's got the highest price point, it's got the best shopping, great schools, everything. And so we're going to talk a little bit about each of those things. So first off, shopping. And in my opinion, and remember, this is all just my opinions of the area, someone who's lived here forever, the shopping is what makes Farragut so great. You just have such a variety of everything, and it's all just right there at your fingertips. So if you're someone who doesn't really mind the hustle and bustle, you like having tons of variety and the best options right there, then Farragut is going to be the place for you. Speaking of shopping, you'll hear a lot about a place called Turkey Creek. Turkey Creek is a 4-mile stretch of nothing but shopping everywhere. And there's specialty stores, there's big box franchise stores, there's small mom and pop stores, there's franchisee restaurants, there's local restaurants, there's really nice steakhouses, there's Chick-fil-A's, there's just freaking everything there. And that's what makes it so nice, because you can pull up to Turkey Creek and you can cover a lot of different stores all within that stretch. Turkey Creek's also got some other things. They've got a lot of furniture stores, they've got a really nice movie theater, it's got like the fancy vibrating seats and all that stuff. So Turkey Creek's great. My wife and I actually, we live in Maryville, but from time to time Maryville may not have exactly what we're looking for, and so we go to Turkey Creek, and a lot of the different locals are that way as well. And so Farragut's going to have some other places that have great shopping as well. You've got like Kingston Pike, Campbell Station Road, different places like that. But really just to really hit home with this is that Farragut is going to be your best shopping around. There's nowhere else that even touches it. Maybe Sevierville, but then you're dealing with all the tourists, so that's, no one wants to do that. And so, another big draw to Farragut is definitely the schools. If you look on niche.com, they rank very high. Another great thing about Farragut is the lake access. So we'll zoom in on a map here and I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about. But like if you look at Farragut and then you kind of come down to where the lake is, and this is the Tennessee River, or also we call it Fort Loudon Lake. You'll see this area right here near the lake is called Concord. Now Concord is just a really special place. It's so cool, and it's probably my favorite place to show homes because everyone's always just kind of blown away by how pretty it is. What makes it so nice is that the main road right there that's going to take you to different parts of Concord is right along the lake. So you're going to get a lot of really pretty views. You're going to get a lot of, different recreational things you can do, and just it's just really nice. And now keep in mind, Concord is part of Farragut, so don't get that confused. It's just we call that specific part of Farragut Concord. So now, as far as lake access goes, you've got, a couple marinas, you've got plenty of boat ramps, you've even got some piers and things like that you can go to if you want to fish, or, just different public access points throughout the whole Concord area. Now, something else that's really nice about that Concord area is there's a lot of recreational activities going on. So there's a golf course. It's like a par 3 course. There's a skate park. There's a dog park. There's, just regular parks with walking trails that you can go take your kids to, or your dogs. There's playgrounds. And during Christmas time at one of their parks, they actually do like a Christmas light show that you can walk through. It's really nice. There's, like I said, there's the piers that you can go fish off of. There's places you can rent kayaks. There's a yacht club. I mean, there's just so much going on right there. It's just really nice. And like I said, it's a special place. It's super cool. If I were ever to move to Knoxville, Farragut would definitely be like on my top places to look. So as far as the housing industry goes in Farragut, it's definitely the highest price pointed area because it's the most desired area. So you're looking at a median sales price of about $670,000. There's certainly homes that are going to be cheaper than that, but there's also homes that are going to be a lot more expensive than that. It really just, depends on what you're after. Although that median price is really high because there's a lot of lake frontage homes through there as well. So, you could still get a neighborhood home for, $450,000, $500,000, somewhere in that range as well. But again, it is the highest price pointed area, that we have. Now, for people that don't like the hustle and bustle, people that don't really care about being that close to shopping, people that don't really care about all the recreational stuff, Farragut may not be the place for you. But that's why I wanted to throw in my second option. And if you guys have watched any of my videos, you've heard me talk about Maryville before, and I promise you I tried not to put Maryville in this video, but whenever I came up with the idea and I was looking at the other options, it was man, I kind of Maryville fits the idea so well. And so that's why my second most desirable location is going to be Maryville. And so there's a few different reasons why you may want to go with Maryville over Farragut, and we're going to talk about those right now. So one, if you're someone who's going to be traveling a lot, you're going to be, going to the airport to fly out of McGee-Tyson, you may like Maryville more because it's closer. McGee-Tyson is known as the Knoxville airport, but technically it's really in Alcoa, which is a neighboring town to Maryville. Another reason you may prefer Maryville over Farragut is if you're someone who's moving here for the park, the Great Smoky Mountain National Park. Maryville is actually a lot closer to the park than Farragut is, or any other part of Knoxville for that matter. So I'm 30 minutes from the park in where I live in Maryville, and I'm on the opposite side of Maryville of the park. So you could be as close as 15-20 minutes depending on where you are. Another reason you might prefer Maryville over Farragut is, if you're into, motorcycles or cars. Maryville is really close to the Dragon and the Foothills Parkway, which are two big stretches of road that people like to take their motorcycles or their cars on. There's lots of curvy stuff through there, pretty views and things, and so that's why a lot of people be out there. As far as Maryville goes, you guys have heard me talk about it a lot. I mean, the shopping is just fine. I would say Farragut is like an A+ for shopping, and then I would consider Maryville like a B+. Do I ever leave Maryville to go shop in different places? Absolutely. My wife and I will go to Turkey Creek occasionally. We'll go up to the outlets in Sevierville occasionally. So, there's definitely not everything in Maryville, but there's plenty. I mean, I know my family, I don't think ever leaves Maryville. So, and then as far as restaurants go in Maryville, you're going to have a great variety of restaurants. Again, it's not Farragut, but we've got Jamaican places. We've got several sushi places. We've got, really nice restaurants like Foothills Milling Company, like Walnut Kitchen, like Bella's, which is an Italian place. So the restaurants, there's plenty there. There's sports bars. There's obviously tons of fast food. There's mom and pop shops. There's all kinds of cool stuff, really. And also, the schools, I've talked about schools a lot, but you look on niche.com and Maryville schools rank very high, on their list of places as well. And so let's talk about, things to do in Maryville. Obviously, we talked about the park, you're close to the Smoky Mountain National Park. We talked about the motorcycle kind of scene and the car scene. Another cool thing is, speaking of motorcycles, is at the Harley Davidson shop in Maryville, there's a place called The Shed. It's like their little music venue. They've actually had some really cool people come through. They've had Zach Bryan, Whiskey Myers, and a bunch of other good bands come through. If you're someone who enjoys that, that's a really cool scene. And don't worry, it's not like this crazy biker rally or anything. Like, most people are really chill, really cool cool folks out there. So definitely check that out. We have some breweries. We have like Blackberry Farms Brewery. We've got Round Six. We've got Tri Hop, and we've also got a lot of parks. So, you know, if you're in Alcoa, you've got Springbrook Park. If you're in Maryville, you've got Sandy Springs Park, which is a really nice park. Downtown Maryville, there's the Greenbelt, which is like there's like a little creek that runs in, and they've made like a little lake, or really I call it a pond. It's smaller, but they've got walking trails all along it. You know, different places you can take your kids. You can walk your dogs. There's a really nice library right there at the Greenbelt as well. So that's really cool. And then also you can walk up to like downtown Maryville from the Greenbelt also. So you've got like a bunch of restaurants and some bars and stuff up there that are pretty cool. There's a whole bunch of different stuff you can do. I think that Maryville, the reason that I really wanted to put it in here versus Farragut is just because it's kind of different in that you're not really in the hustle and bustle of like the busiest part of Knoxville. The price point also is a little bit lower. You know, you can see on realtor.com that it's about $390 for the median sales price. And you know, and so you get a little bit more of a country feel in Maryville than you do in Farragut. But now Maryville's definitely grown a ton. You know, the secret's out. You know, it's very popular now. So that's it for Maryville. Next, we're going to move on to a place that's very different than both Maryville and Farragut, and we're going to talk about Tellico Village. Now, let's talk about Tellico Village. Really, the first thing that I think about whenever I hear Tellico Village is community. And that's what makes Tellico Village so special. That community is just so strong, and they're just always doing stuff. I mean, there's always community events going on. They do different markets. They have wine tastings. They do like chef cook-offs. They have different holiday events. You know, there's actually, there's a bunch of different clubhouses with the golf courses, and there's marinas. And so stuff's always going on at these different places. And it's so nice because, especially if you're someone who's moving here and you don't know anybody, well, this is a great way for you to meet people, and these people have been in your very shoes before, so you know it's going to be a lot more welcoming and a lot easier to meet people. And I'm a firm believer that Tennesseans as a whole are all welcoming people. I mean, anywhere you go, I think you're going to be welcomed into the community, but there's nothing quite like Tellico Village. So Tellico Village is located along Tellico Lake. So you're going to have a lot of different things that come along with that as well. So you're going to have a lot of different water sports. Like I said, you've got the marinas, and the marinas have some restaurants which are really nice. You've got like the yacht club, pretty views, you know, so the lake culture there is really cool. And really we have a lot of lake culture all over East Tennessee because we have so many bodies of water. I guess we need to talk about shopping in Tellico Village. You know, the village provides a lot. It's not anything like Maryville or Farragut though. In fact, you're really going to have to drive to either 15 minutes away in Lenoir City or 30 minutes away in Tellico Village to get anything, or I'm sorry, 30 minutes away to Farragut to really get anything, you know, special as far as like shoes or clothes go. But when you're in the village, you're going to have, you know, there's a grocery store there. It's a Food Lion. You've got a Sloan's hardware store. You've got a couple banks. You've got a pharmacy. You've got a whole handful of restaurants. I think there's even a spa there now. So you've definitely got some stuff in the village. I guess like your main things, you know, if you need some hardware, you need some groceries, you know, that's there. So that's really nice. It's just, you know, like I said, if you wanted to go check out a new pair of shoes, or you wanted to, you know, go buy some golf clubs or something, you got to go, you know, to Turkey Creek. And now I'm not really going to talk about schools. There definitely are schools in the area. You can look on niche.com and see how they rate. We've talked a lot about, you know, Tellico Village being a big retirement area, but we are seeing, you know, there's definitely some younger people that are moving into the area. I think mainly because it's such a cool little place, like I said, with the golf courses and everything like that. And the neighborhoods have a lot of amenities too. So like, you know, certain neighborhoods will have like public access spots to where you have like a little beachy area with gazebos that you can take your family to, you know, where you can have a picnic or something. Some neighborhoods have pools, you know, some neighborhoods are going to be on the water. So, you know, if you want a lake house or something, you know, that's definitely possible as well. So I think Tellico Village is perfect for people that are moving here that want that community. I think if you're retiring, gosh, I can't imagine a better place to go to. But you know, do some research for yourself. Figure out, you know, if that's, you know, your cup of tea or not. I will say the few drawbacks for me to Tellico Village are going to be, one, you are going to have high HOAs and they are going to be heavily restricted. I mean, that's just how they keep Tellico Village, you know, it is what it is. Another thing is the shopping. You know, if you want to go have, like, I don't know, like I said, you want to go shopping for some shoes, you're going to have to go down the road. So other than that, it's fine. I mean, and again, you're only 15 minutes from Lenoir City, which is, you know, Lenoir City has plenty of stuff there. There's plenty of options. You can check that out as well. And then, you know, Turkey Creek's 30 minutes. So if you've only got to do that ever so often, is it really that bad? Yeah, probably not. But, you know, make that decision for yourself. And that's why I wanted to do these videos, just to give you guys some information. So I hope that this has been helpful. If you have any other questions about anything, feel free to reach out to me. And the people that have reached out to me, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm glad that I'm helping some of y'all. So yeah, it's been a good one. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Bye.